You know, the strangest thing about being the other woman isn't the tears on holidays or the lonely weekends. The strangest thing is that you start to know his wife better than your own friends. You know which coffee brand she prefers because you're standing right there when he buys it at the grocery store. You know her mother's birthday because that's the day he won't come over, no matter how much you beg. I lived like this for 5 years. 5 years as a ghost. My name is Sarah, and I want to tell you how a woman slowly disappears into the life of a man who belongs to someone else.
It started so normally. I was 26, freshly out of a toxic relationship, and the last thing I wanted was drama. Mark appeared like a life raft. He was 12 years older, confident, and stable. He didn't lie to me. That was the trap. On our third date, he looked me in the eyes and said, "I'm married. I have 2 kids. I'm not going to leave my family, but I really want you in my life." At the time, I thought it was refreshing. A man who's actually honest. I thought I was in control. I was so wrong.
The first 6 months were a dream. When you only see someone twice a week, there is no boring reality. No dirty dishes, no arguments about bills. Every meeting is a highlight reel. You're always dressed up. He's always bringing flowers. I started to feel superior. I thought, I have the best version of him. I get the passion, while she just gets the laundry. It was a dangerous lie. I didn't realize that I wasn't his partner. I was just his escape room. The first red flag happened on my 27th birthday. I had cooked a beautiful dinner and spent hours on my hair. He promised to stay for the evening, but at 8 p.m., a text popped up. "Honey, I can't make it. My daughter has a fever." And there I was, sitting alone in a $300 dress, eating cold food. I realized then that in his life, I was just an option, a luxury he enjoyed when life was easy. But the moment life got hard, I was the first thing he deleted from his schedule. Curiosity is a slow-acting poison. One night, after he left early to take his wife to a company dinner, I did it. I searched for her name. One click, and there she was, the woman who shared his bed every night. I spent hours scrolling through years of their life. I saw their wedding photos, their first house, their kids' messy birthdays. I studied her face, looking for a reason why he would choose me over her. She looked kind. She looked happy. I realized then that I wasn't just competing with a woman. I was competing with a decade of memories. I became a ghost, haunting a family that didn't even know I existed. People talk about the flowers and the secret getaways, but they don't talk about the silence, the deafening silence of Christmas Eve, the silence of New Year's countdowns. While he was playing Santa for his kids and clinking glasses with his wife at midnight, I was sitting on my couch with a glass of wine, staring at a phone that wouldn't ring. You can't call him, you can't text him, because for those 48 hours, you officially don't exist. He would come back on the 27th, bearing expensive gifts to ease his guilt. A new bag, a gold necklace, but you can't wear a necklace to a family dinner, and you can't take a bag to a place where his friends might see you. By the second year, the lie changed. It wasn't, "I'm not leaving" anymore. It became, "I'm waiting for the right moment." "The kids are too young," he would say. "My wife is going through a hard time at work. Just a few more months, Sarah. Just wait for me." And I waited. Because when you've already invested 2 years of your life into a man, it's easier to believe a lie than to admit you've wasted your time. I became an expert at making excuses for him. I was no longer his mistress. I was his accomplice in a crime against my own future. They say the world is small, but you never truly believe it until your two worlds collide. It happened in a simple grocery store on a Tuesday afternoon. I was picking out wine when I saw him. He was laughing, pushing a cart filled with family-sized cereal and toys. And next to him was her. She was beautiful in a way I hadn't expected. Natural, tired, but glowing with a sense of belonging that I would never have. I froze. Our eyes met for a split second, and I saw the absolute terror in his gaze. He didn't say a word. He just turned the cart and walked away, pretending I was a total stranger. That moment of being erased in public hurt more than any missed birthday ever could. He came to my apartment that night, furious, not at himself, but at me. "What were you doing there?" he demanded, as if I had planned the encounter. He told me I was being reckless, that I was ruining everything. For the first time, the mask of the charming, stable man completely slipped. I saw a coward who was desperate to protect his comfort at any cost. I asked him the question I had avoided for years. If she found out tomorrow, who would you choose? He didn't even hesitate. He didn't say my name. He just looked at the floor and said, "You know I can't leave my kids, Sarah." And in that silence, I finally heard the truth. I didn't scream. I didn't throw him out. I just felt empty, like a balloon that had finally run out of air. I realized I had spent 5 years building a house on someone else's land. I had no photos to show for those years, no shared holidays, no legal rights. If I died tomorrow, he wouldn't even be able to come to my funeral without making an excuse to his wife. I was 31 years old, and I was starting from zero. That night, after he left to go back to his real life, I packed his things into a single cardboard box. It was surprisingly light. 5 years of love fit into a small box of forgotten t-shirts and a spare toothbrush. It's been a year since I changed the locks on my door and blocked his number. I'd love to tell you that it was easy, but it wasn't. For months, I'd wake up and check my phone, hoping for a message I knew would never come. I had to learn how to be Sarah again, not just Sarah, his secret. I had to explain to my friends where I had been for 5 years, why I was always busy on weekends, and why I had no photos of the man I claimed to love. The hardest part wasn't losing him. It was realizing how much of myself I had sacrificed just to be a shadow in his life. If you are listening to this and you find yourself in a similar position, waiting for a right moment that never comes, please listen to me. A man who truly loves you will never ask you to hide. He will never make you feel like a secret he's ashamed of. You deserve to be someone's first choice, not their weekend escape. 5 years is a long time to learn a lesson, but I'm grateful I learned it while I still have time to build a life in the light. because life is too short to be a ghost in someone else's story. Thank you for listening.